All right, 7 through 10, it says, given the diagram, solve for the variable. So I want you to notice on every single one of these next 4 diagrams, there are triangles on these lines. Just a reminder that that means that those lines are parallel to each other. And so we have a transversal that is going through a set of parallel lines. We know that certain relationships exist because of that. Certain angles are congruent and then certain angles are supplementary. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to color code. And the first thing I notice is that this angle is 35 degrees. It's acute. And this is also an acute angle for y. And so y is going to be equal to 35 degrees. How do I know that? Because those are corresponding angles, and corresponding angles are congruent. They're the same size. That's that's an acute angle and an acute angle. Next to it, next to the 35, we have an x degrees. What do I know about those? I know that x plus 35 should have a sum of 180 because those are a linear pair. And so to solve for x, I'm not going to set them equal because you cannot set an acute angle equal to an obtuse angle, at least their measures. And so 180 minus 35 is going to give me a value of 145 for x. All right, and I tend to notice acute angles first, so here's 2y and here's 58. Again, those are corresponding angles, top right corner, and so for 2y, I'm going to set that equal to 58 because those measures should be equal since the angles are congruent. And so I'm going to divide by 2 on both sides, and of course when I do that, I'm going to get a value of 29 for y. Let's look at the 2x. 2x is in an obtuse angle, and so that is not going to be congruent to 58. That is going to make a linear pair with 58, and so those add up to 180. And so 180 minus 58 gives me 122. So if 2x equals 122, that full angle, that makes sense because that's obtuse. Then what's the value of x? We have to divide by 2 on both sides, and you get 61. All right, let's look at this next one. Now, this is kind of interesting. This 5y minus 21 is actually pointing here. It's just a terrible picture. So that's my acute angle. There's 5y minus 21. The other two are obtuse angles. And so I know that to solve for x, I'm going to set 6x plus 32 equal to 116. That's a big angle and a big angle. And so I'm going to set those equal. Those are alternate exterior. And so what I'm going to do is 116 minus 32. I get 84. So 6x equals 84. I skipped a picture completely. And then I'm going to divide by 6 on both sides. Sorry, y'all. And so x is equal to 14. I'm on edge because there was, full disclosure, y'all, there was a bug that crawled by my feet while I was filming this last time. And it started flying. And I screamed for my dog to help. And he didn't help. He's 70 pounds. He just laid there. And I had to kill it. And now I'm worried that there are others around me. And I feel like it's not safe here and I need to move houses now. Y'all, it was like a flying roach. I can't. I have the, heebie-jeebies. Anyway, I'm fine. Everything's fine. Here we are. I'm going to solve for y now. And so 6x equals 84, x equals 14. And so how do I solve for y? Well, if that angle is 116 total that's obtuse, then this angle is 116 total that's obtuse. And together, those make a linear pair, the pink one and the yellow one. And so what I'm going to do is do 180 minus 16. So what is 180 minus 116? That gives me 64 degrees. For this angle, that makes a linear pair with the pink one. And so 5y minus 21 should be equal to that acute angle of 64. And so that's 64 degrees. And so I'm going to do 64 plus 21. That gives me 85. So 5y equals 85. I'm going to divide by 5. And that is 17. So I need to backtrack since my brain is skipping ahead. So here's my acute angle. That's 48. This is pointing right here. That's also acute. That is 5x minus 17. Those are alternate interior angles, so they're congruent, so I can set their measures equal. So I'm going to do 48 plus 17. I get 65. 5x equals 65. And again, I'm going to do 65 divided by 5. And I get 13. I don't know why I switched colors all of a sudden. Oh, because those are acute. So I've been doing yellow for the acute angles. All right, so let's go to pink for the obtuse angle in this picture. So where's my obtuse angle? It is y. And so I know that these two are same side interior, so they add up to 180. I could also go linear pair, but that would just be more work. Really, you could copy the 48 from here to here. And so if those are both 48, they add up to 180 as well. And so what is 180 minus 48, that acute angle? 180 minus 48. That is going to give me 132 degrees for y. the measure of y is equal to 132. That makes sense because that is an obtuse angle. So I'm going to start a new video. I think I'm going to move rooms. Y'all, I don't like bugs. That's why I'm inside.